3 home buying tips that every first-time home buyer should implement when buying a home. As a loan officer, when I help people purchase their first home, I realize in many cases they don't have a really structured way that they're going about this. So number one thing I would tell you to do is before you start the process, you should make a list of everything you want out of this. It should detail where you want to live, what kind of house you want, what your needs are in that house, and it should be a pretty detailed list. And the reason you want to do this is you want to get in your head what it is you're really looking for. And when you go through the process and you see a bunch of different houses, you might see things that are close, but you need to be able to refer back to that list. Now, I will tell you this. You should prioritize the things in that list in terms of what is non-negotiable, what you would really like, and things that you would basically be willing to buy a house, even though you want them and you're not getting them, but you'd be willing to compromise on that. The second thing is you need to talk to a lender before you step foot in the first house. And what I mean by that is do an application, have your credit pulled, and discuss mortgage payments and cash to close. That needs to be crystal clear in your house before you start looking at houses, because you don't want to go down a path where you're looking at a house, you emotionally get attached to that house, and then all of a sudden you're signing up for a payment or cash to close that's way more than you would do when you're in your logical mind, and you end up buying something that you regret later. And finally, the real estate agent. This is a key part of starting the process to purchase a house. When you meet a real estate agent, and I do mean meet with the real estate agent, I don't mean do a Zoom call or do a phone call, I mean meet in person. And if you can't meet at their office, you can meet at a coffee place or a sandwich place or somewhere where you get an opportunity to talk to them for a minute. But you should ask them about their last 6 to 12 transactions and ask them to explain to you how those played out. There should be a story with each transaction, and how they communicate what their role was, the buyer's role, the seller's role, how it all came together is really, really important in terms of you deciding whether you want to work with them. Because if you don't get a clear view of what they did on the last transactions, or they don't have enough detail in there, then you're going to find that your transaction is going to be missing some of that stuff too. I would definitely make sure you interview an agent and talk about their past transactions and get a really good vibe, because this person is going to be representing you with your lender and yourself in order to get that house you want. But these are great first-time homebuyer tips for you to start your journey.